Alright, baby. I believe we are live on the internet.
I haven't got a notification yet.
No.
There we go.
There we go.
Now it says we're live.
Now we're live. What's up, everyone? It's Friday.
It's the longest week of my life.
It was a long week.
It was a long week.
It's not over yet. But guess what time it is?
Comics and beer time.
Comics and beer. 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, we are two amazing adults that are going to sit down and we're going to talk to you guys about comic book news, including comic book movies, comic book TV shows, and comic books. We also got some holiday gift guides to share with you guys at the end of the show. And we are two consenting adults. You are 21, right?
I think so, guys. I look like I could be under 21, right?
So what we do on this show is we, besides talking about comic book news, we drink beer. And there's normally a what when we drink beer?
No.
A theme?
A theme. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
No, I didn't read my script, guys. I'm not prepared.
There's a theme. Sometimes it's just kind of like, the first couple of shows I think we were, since it was the beginning of fall, we did
a lot of pumpkin.
it happens to be a lot of pumpkin, but we're more just going for like fall beers. And then a couple episodes ago, we did all English beers from England.
Mm-hmm. Last week was all Asian beers.
For our friend Frank, who just came back from Korea. And tonight is all beers from Colorado, the great state of Colorado, the Rocky Mountain High. And this is because Frank's niece requested that we do an all Colorado night. So that's what we're going to do.
We're doing it. We're doing it, guys. We're going big. Colorado, all the way. Apparently Colorado doesn't mess around. We thought England didn't mess around. Colorado doesn't mess around.
There's
some beers in here.
There's one beer in there that's 14 proof, so that's going to be crazy.
We should do that first. Get really drunk and then go on.
Well, I think we should wait that until the middle. Let's get through some news first. And then
nobody wants to see that. They want to see me get drunk and then go on a Jennifer Aniston rant. It's their favorite.
Oh, that's true. Jennifer Aniston. If you guys missed that, she does not like Jennifer Aniston.
I don't not like her. I don't like the stance she took on Marvel movies and comic book movies and Jennifer Aniston. There's someone else who joined her bandwagon.
There's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people who joined the bandwagon. It's just, I don't remember. That was a few weeks ago. 4
movies a year we just discussed that Marvel was putting out.
5.
And 5 movies a year.
Yep.
How many movies come out in a year? The percentage of Marvel versus the percentage of movies that come out. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Yeah, what's her name again? Jennifer Aniston was complaining that it was like Martin Scorsese.
Reese
Witherspoon, yes.
Because they just did that movie together.
Yeah.
Or the TV show together.
They're all complaining that Marvel and DC and all these big superhero movies are destroying Hollywood, and they're calling it, Hollywood's now a theme park. It's not a place for art and a place to produce these amazing, heartfelt...
You know how serious Jennifer Aniston's acting career has been.
And Horrible Bosses. I mean, there's so many other movies, but...
Along Came Polly.
Yeah.
She's like nothing she's ever done has been famous for being a well-acted, oh my god, did you see her in this?
Yeah. She's ridiculous.
She is.
I mean, that
and you missed my rant.
You did. But I'm sure there'll be another one coming up soon. Hey, Frank is on! And Jessica!
We did have all Colorado-themed beers. She said she can't hear us, but I'll type for you, Jessica.
So yeah, before we dive into the news, we have a lot of news to get through tonight. So before we get into that, let's pick our first beer of the night. Sometimes we pull them all up. I think we're just going to go one at a time, and then at the end of the show, we'll show you all the beers that we drank and rate them from best to worst or worst to best. I think we start with this one. What do you think?
Whatever.
Oh, this is going to be, I think...
It's definitely one of the more expensive ones, so I'm assuming that it is...
Yeah, so
a lot of
we get 6 beers each week. Text messages. Who is texting me? Sorry. Can't see you guys. Oh. There we go. That's why.
I should have realized, because I'm sitting here with the same thing open, not realizing that you can't see us.
That should change any second.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
There we go. We're rookies, I guess. It's only our
It's
seventh.
only our seventh live stream, guys. Come on now.
I'll grab the bottle opener way over there.
Yes. Anyway, so we were just ranting for so long and nobody could see us. No one could see my facial expressions about my anger for Jennifer Aniston. I was doing a lot of hand movements. There was some punching. Bruce got hit by accident.
I did. Right in the eye. So if it's a little dark, that's why. So this seems to be Surette Provision Saison.
Yeah, so apparently I don't know anything about beers, and Bruce let me know that this means it's like a beer wine type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got put in charge of this, even though Bruce claims I chose to be in charge of this, but I have no idea anything about beers or anything, so I don't know why. So we're getting what we're getting. I went to my beer distributor, shout out to Monarch Brewer, beer distributor, at in Long Beach. They have like an awesome beer selection and they have everything separated. I thought I was gonna have to search the store for like 2 hours trying to find like picking up each beer and looking for a Colorado brewery, and I asked the guy up front and he's like, oh, here's our Colorado section, and they had a whole section of Colorado beers. So
this one is an artisanal or artisan ale aged in oak barrels, and it's 6.2% alcohol.
What is it called? Surette
Provision Saison.
Saison.
Alright,
let's try, guys.
Happy Friday, guys.
Oh my god, happy Friday. Took forever to get here, but it's here now. Dave is here, Jessica's here, Josh is here. Hello, everybody.
What's going on, guys? Thank you guys always for tuning in.
This isn't terrible.
It's not terrible.
But you know what happens when I mix beer and wine, though? It's not a good thing, guys.
It's a little sweet. How was your guys' week? Let us know how you guys are doing, because I know we had a long, hard week. It's getting close to Thanksgiving. It's getting close to the holidays, and we're trying to cram in, like, I'm sure, early Christmas shopping or getting ready for the holidays. We are actually hosting our family here, so we've had to do shopping, and we're trying to make, lists for grocery shopping this weekend, and when to start cooking, and where we're going to put everyone, and
Christmas trees, Christmas villages, Christmas decorations. That's all I care about. I don't care about Thanksgiving. I just want it to be Christmas.
So, babe, you guys, what do you guys want to start with for news? You guys want to start with movies, TV, or comics? Let us know.
And Josh said he worked 70 hours. I'm sorry, Josh. That stinks.
70 hours, that's a lot.
That is a lot of hours. That is too many hours.
That's a crazy amount of hours. Don't say never again, Josh.
You'll probably do it again.
Yeah, you'll probably do it next week.
As long as you get paid by the hour, it's not bad, Josh.
Yeah, it's true. I think he does.
All right, so that's not bad. I work overtime all the time, and I don't get paid by the hour, so...
That's true. All right, I think we're going to switch things up. We usually start with movies, but let's start with the category that we hit the least for. Let's start with TV. What do you think? Always salary.
Boo.
Boo.
Boo. All right, what are we doing? The least for. TV. All right,
Yep.
We're starting with TV this week, guys. TV.
All right.
Do your thing.
So, I know... Why did you scoot down with that? You don't watch Titans.
I don't watch Titans.
If you guys
I've heard good things.
If you guys don't know what Titans is a TV show that is on the DC universe. It's an app that you can get for your phone, your tablet. I'm sure I have it on the Apple TV. I'm sure it's on Chromecast and all that jazz as well. It's a great TV show. I like it a lot. It follows the Titans. If you don't know who the Titans are, it's a group of basically sidekicks. It's Nightwing, which is the first Robin, Dick Grayson, Starfire, Beast Boy, Hawk and Dove. Oh, who else am I missing? Donna Troy, which is basically like Wonder Girl. And then there's Robin, the current Robin, which is Jason Todd in this universe. Raven. I believe that's everyone. It's a great team of characters, and it's really well made, and I'm really, really enjoying it. But Dick Grayson in this series is still technically Robin. So there's two Robins. And they've kind of been playing on that a little bit. But at the end of the season, which the finale is coming up today, I believe, or next week, he is going to don his new suit. And I wanted to share the early images of it, which absolutely look incredible. These are all the other suits in the show. That's a pretty cool looking suit.
It's a pretty cool looking suit. I'll give it to you.
So
it looks like it's like if Under Armour made a Batman suit.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And if you guys go on YouTube.com and type in Titans Season 2 finale trailer, you'll see him, and there's a couple shots of him fighting Deathstroke at the end, which is really cool. So that was the first bit of news. I just want It was cool. I wanted to share it.
Dave says he likes the bulge.
The
I'm assuming you're also telling Bruce that he looks so good because Dave is in love with you.
Oh, and if you guys aren't following us on Instagram, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram. We posted a pretty funny behind-the-scenes video, or not video, photo, right before we went live.
We went anywhere. I posted on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Everywhere. Everywhere. I'm everywhere.
She is so good. All right, this next bit of news is about a new show coming on Amazon Prime. It is called Hunters, and it follows a group of, it's set in the 1970s. You can watch the trailer on YouTube, funny enough.
We're not going to play the trailer for you again and make you guys, your ears bleed.
Yeah. But it stars Al Pacino, and
Is that who that was?
Yeah,
I couldn't even tell that was Al Pacino.
Yeah, well, he's old as F now. It stars Al Pacino, and he basically gathers a group of like-minded people to hunt down, I was about to say zombies, Nazis. And I wonder if they have any photos yet. So this is the trailer itself. I know this guy. She's familiar, and this kid's familiar. And I think that's it. But it seems pretty cool. You watched the trailer.
I did.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It doesn't leave a lot. It doesn't give you a lot of information, so I didn't feel like I got a lot out of the trailer. It looks cool, but I was like, what am I watching? What is this about?
Yeah, I meant to research if this was based on a comic book or anything. I don't think it is. I think it's just kind of like all the comic book sites were talking about it. It's Al Pacino. How can I not talk about a new Al Pacino TV show? That'd be bad of me.
Terrible.
I'd be a bad person if I did that.
You are a terrible person.
But that was pretty cool. All right. A few more items in the TV category. This one was pretty cool. Babe, do you know who Moon Knight is?
Dave, do you know who Moon Knight is?
I didn't say Dave. I said Babe.
Babe. I thought you said Dave.
No, Babe.
Oh, why would I know? I don't know who Moon Knight is.
Moon Knight is basically a schizophrenic person in the Marvel Universe who is basically Batman without legs.
No legs? What are those legs that I see right there?
He has prosthetics from the knees down, and he's a schizophrenic. But he's rich.
But he doesn't actually have a tie into Batman. Like, he's not like Batman.
But he's like... Doesn't have
He's like a vigilante who doesn't have super... Like,
powers, he's rich.
He's similar to Batman, but he's not like in the Batman universe.
Right, exactly.
He's actually Batman.
Right.
Okay.
But do you know who the Russo brothers are? You should.
Yes, I feel like you have recently spoke about them.
You should.
I'm sure if you tell me who they are, I'll know who they are.
All right, so they are the directors of Captain America: Winter Soldier, Captain America's Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame.
Okay.
It's a big deal. They are huge people in the MCU. I know my sister and Dave absolutely love them because they created Avengers Endgame, the best movie ever. I'm poking you, Dave.
Poking you, Dave. In your privates.
But they officially kind of said, like, we're taking a break, we're not coming back. But once Marvel announced like the 3 shows that are going to be coming to Disney Plus, the Russo brothers actually said that they would come back and be involved in Moon Knight, which would be cool because I do like Captain America: Winter Soldier. That's my favorite MCU movie. Period.
It's a pretty good movie. I like that.
Infinity War was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Civil War was okay. And you know my thoughts about Endgame.
We know how we feel about Endgame.
It's a hot piece of garbage. It's a hot piece of garbage.
That's what Dave wrote. He says he likes to be poked, but your movie reviews are now taken with an entire salt shaker. Whatever, Dave. We'll just agree to disagree. We like different movies.
Moon Knight, I've tried to read his comic a bunch of times. It just falls flat for me all the time.
What is the prosthetics? Is it like he was born like that?
I don't know. I don't know enough. Like I said, I picked up, I think David Fincher. Not David Fincher. What's his name? There's an artist. It's David something F. He's a really good artist. I started picking it up mainly for the art. This is like, 10 years ago. So I didn't really read too much of it. What I told you is exactly what I know about him.
Alright, I'll take it.
So I was more interested in the fact that it's the Russo brothers possibly coming back to the Marvel Universe, which would be pretty cool.
You need to drink faster.
I need to. Oh wow, you are drinking much faster.
You're sucking.
All right, this is one of the articles. If you guys follow us on Instagram, that we posted on Instagram. We are doing a new thing on Instagram. We are trying to post at least 2 to 3 news articles a day it's just us relaying articles that we're finding on either CBR or Newsarama. If you guys know of any other comic book news sites, please let us know. I need more. I need all the news.
All the news.
But we're sharing those articles with you guys, being like, hey, we found this. We think it's really cool. Go check it out. But did you ever watch The Runaways?
I didn't.
On Hulu?
I don't watch a lot of TV, guys. Sorry.
And ever since I met her, my TV is...
It's a disease. I spread it to Bruce, and now he doesn't watch TV either.
No, we want to. We do. We're trying to watch 3 shows right now. We're trying to watch Watchmen. We're trying to watch...
The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian and Dark Materials.
His Dark Materials.
Yeah, his Dark Materials.
Jessica said she watched Runaways, but it lost her interest after the middle of the 2nd season.
Yeah, Jessica, I didn't even make it to the 2nd season. At the end of the 1st season, I was like, that is not good. Those are not the characters. The book is actually really, really good. If you guys want
to... Is it a book or a comic book?
Comic book. Okay. There's the first 2 trades I really, really enjoyed, and then I started reading the 3rd and... So after, I didn't watch season 2, just like Jessica said, probably really wasn't that good. So I totally understand why Hulu was canceling it. And I'm sure this is also Disney coming down on all the other services or all the other channels that have Marvel content. They're slowly just taking all that stuff back. So I'm sure part of it's that the show is not that very good, and also Disney is just trying to absorb everything and put it on its one platform. What do we got next, babe? Our last news item for TV. This is kind of like, this is a new article that I just found right before we went live. You know who Channing Tatum is, right?
Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum. Of course. I know who he is.
He's got the abs. He's got the body.
He was my man crush for a long time. I had a big crush on him for a while.
He's an alright looking guy.
It's not the looks. It's that Magic Mike movie that he does with those moves.
I never watched it.
That's where it sells it.
Do you know what the Max is?
Oh, Shecky's on! Hi, Shecky!
Hey, what's up, Shecky? How you doing, man? Do you know what the Max is?
I don't.
I believe there was an HBO show, The Max. But this is Image comic. I think it's been...
Shaggy said, Channing Tatum sounds like a Harry Potter incantation.
It does. It's been a series that's been tried and made a few times. It's kind of like this crazy comic book that was published back in the 90s. And what is it? How do I say it?
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, there you go. Him and another company are trying to bring it back to life.
It's weird. Why would Channing Tatum be doing this? Unless he's going to be the actor and he really isn't bringing anything back to life, I guess.
I don't know. It's one of those things where, maybe he...
It says Channing Tatum's Free Association. So does that mean he owns a company called Free Association?
All these actors now that have made a lot of money now own production companies that are trying to then produce things.
All right.
So, I don't know. No one's attached to it for directing, writing, or anything. I guess word just got out is that Channing Tatum's company plus this other company, which is called Roy Lee's Vertigo Entertainment, are now holding meetings with possible directors, writers for this property.
Okay.
What do you guys think about that? I don't know much about Max. I never read it. This is way before I started reading comics. I believe there was an HBO series. If you guys can remember, let us know.
Max with 2 X's. He's extreme.
Should we do movies or should we go on to comic books?
I think we should do movies. What do you guys think? Movies. Right. Movies next. It's so sweet, guys. This beer is so...
It's whiny. That's a saison. It's like...
I mean, it's not just whiny, though. It's like tart, like if you were to eat sour Skittles,
Yeah, but I kind of feel like I'm drinking kind of like a white wine. It's very dry. My mouth is dry now.
Yeah. It's interesting. What did we say the percent of alcohol was?
6.7.
6.2. Shecky, since you're just joining us, we are doing a Colorado-themed beer night.
You want to do one with the...
Everyone agrees movies.
Movies.
That's the consensus. Let's do one that's not... Oh, it's wine.
This one's not wine. This is just an IPA.
Okay.
But this one has a sealed top.
Yes, it's all of the ones that made by this company had the wax tops on them.
All right, so this one is called Session Swing American Session IPA.
What part of Colorado does it tell you?
This one is from Garden of the Gods Road, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Jessica, is this familiar to you? This is only 4.1% alcohol, so we're going way down. This is almost like a Bud Light.
What am I doing?
I got it, babe.
What is it called? I gotta tell Jessica. She can't hear us, so I gotta type. She said, show me again.
Session Swing. This is actually, I thought this was actually rubber, but I think it actually is wax.
It's wax. Yeah, he said it was wax. I have a very, very knowledgeable beer distributor. I smell something weird. Is that you or is that the beer?
Hopefully it's not me. I thought I cleaned properly.
I don't know that I've ever had Great Divide.
Have you guys seen any good movies lately? I know that there's so many movies coming out, I can't even keep up with anything.
We haven't seen a movie in a while. Oh, the Joker movie was the last movie that I saw.
Oh no!
What is that?
I don't know, but I just poured it in my drink.
Let it settle. And then drink with a straw.
There's all kinds of stuff at the bottom of this thing.
It's all the wax.
Well, that's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna put some hair on his chest.
I guess before we get it in... Oh, Josh is going to see Frozen 2 tomorrow? Nice.
I can't say that I have a desire to see Frozen 2. I really liked Frozen 1. I did. I liked it a lot. I just don't... I don't know. Sophia's like older now. She doesn't care about it, and...
I don't know. I don't want to see it.
It's definitely not something I would pay to see in the movie theaters.
No.
Like, when it comes out on DVD, maybe we'll sit and watch it, but... No one in our family cares enough about it for us to go see it in the movie theater.
I guess before we jump into movies, let's actually talk about The Mandalorian.
Jessica said she's getting yelled at for being on her phone.
That's alright, Jessica. You can go. Thank you so much for just even coming by for a little bit. Really, really appreciate the support, as always. Hopefully next Friday... Actually, just before you go, Jessica, let her know that we might be on next Thursday.
Both Friday and Thursday?
No, just Thursday with Tasha and Dave. So next week's obviously Thanksgiving. We'll talk about this again at the end of the show. We're definitely going to do a show next week. We just don't know if we'll do it Thursday night.
I'm excited about the next Star Wars. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
The next... we're either going to do it next Thursday or Friday. If there's enough interest in it, I know people never respond to anything that we put up, but...
That's not true. Stay Puft liked our idea about posting news stories once a week.
Oh, Stay Puft, thank you so much, man. But we might do Thursday only because my sister and Dave are going to be in town, and we'd like to have guests on the show, so we might force them into the room and get them up here. We might, I'm sure, by that point be really full and also probably a little buzzed because I'm sure we'll be drinking throughout the day.
Yes. What? Gross?
That's weird. But yeah, so we'll post hopefully on Tuesday or definitely on Wednesday and let you guys know if we're going to be coming up, if we're going to be live streaming.
Oh, that's the smell I smelled. That is disgusting.
It's either going to be Thursday or Friday. So we will
Topless Thursday. Dave, you're going to be topless? You're going to be here, Dave.
Yay!
Oh, people want to see all your tattoos.
Yes, they do. And your boobies.
And your boobies. You got to rub your nipples the whole time you're doing it like this.
But let's talk about The Mandalorian before we get into the movie news. We watched the first episode. We haven't watched beyond that. I know as of today there is a third episode out. But let's...
We only watched the first episode.
It's only 38 minutes and we still only got through the first episode. But
don't drink it, you'll have diarrhea. It tastes like diarrhea, Josh. It tastes like diarrhea. We're not going to drink. I'm not drinking this. This is disgusting. We have gotten smarter through what our many live streams has taught us is to now bring up this empty bowl so that way we can dump the beer we don't want in there because it is disgusting. It's got things in it. It tastes like feet.
No, but I think this is cinnamon.
It's disgusting. It's so gross.
I think that's cinnamon.
What is in that bowl? I just showed it to everyone. Oh, it's wax I put in there. It's gross. I'm not drinking it.
That's fine. But let's talk about The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian was awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. Better than I thought it would be. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts of the new movies so far?
Oh, Josh, let us know it's unfiltered. That's why it's got boogers in it.
What are your thoughts on the new movie so far?
The new movie or the new show?
The new movies. Because this is like, all part of that new universe type.
Oh, I like the new movies a lot. I didn't see... They did one where it wasn't the girl who's the Rogue One. They did another movie after her, right?
Well, they've done 2 main Star Wars movies, and they've done Rogue One and Han Solo.
Okay, so I've seen all the Rogue One, Han Solo ones, but the other ones that were like...
Rey and...
No, the ones... Rogue One is Rey, isn't it?
No. Rogue One is That's the... It's the...
Okay, then it's the opposite. I've seen all the ones with Rey. I haven't seen any of the other ones.
Okay. So I think Rogue One's really good. Han Solo is... Did you know that they hired the directors of Deadpool to create that movie or direct into that, and they got all the way until like the last month of production, and then they finally, for some reason, they didn't look at any of the dailies or anything like Disney and all them, and then they had to come in and scrap the whole entire thing, and then Ron Howard came in and rewrote the script and then redirected the whole entire movie.
Really?
They scrapped a whole entire movie.
What a weird thing to do.
Because they wrote it as a comedy. Because that's what they do. Like, they came out in like interviews after, the directors, they're like,
that's what we do, you morons.
That's what we... Did you not see, like, the movies that we...
Do you not know what Deadpool is?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm dumping this disgusting beer.
Alright, I'll dump it too.
That's how gross it is. Let's pick something else. Something that's not going to suck.
I mean, I don't think it's awful.
Oh, it's so bad. It's one of those things like I put it in my mouth, I was like, vomit. Vomit. I'm so glad we have the spitball. Shecky, do you agree that it's vomit, or what are you agreeing with, Shecky?
Alright. Should we drink the beer that Josh is drinking?
Yes, Josh, let's drink together.
Let's drink together.
Oh, Solo was trash. You'd rather see it as a comedy.
Alright.
I didn't see it, Shecky.
This one is a pretty popular beer. It's Fat Tire, excuse me.
Josh said he can hear this beer fizzing on the mic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's an amber ale. It's
Fat Tire is the only beer out of all these beers I've actually heard of.
It's a delicious beer.
Fat Tire. Sounds like it should say Flat Tire, but
It does.
Fat Tire. Which makes me think of like people who are like really fat but they have a fat tire, like Muffin Top. Like they just have like that like circle around their stomach where it looks like they had like at one point all the fat was here, but then it got like all pushed down and then it's just like a deflated inner tube around their stomach. Fat Tire. Yeah,
but The Mandalorian, compared to the other movies...
Fupa, gross.
Yeah, Fupa's disgusting.
But that's not really what I'm talking about.
That's
but
not,
yes, also gross.
Let's not talk about fat people, because I will go off on a tangent that is...
Shecky, do you know what a Fupa is? Do they have that expression in England? Probably not. Versus giving me death eyes. Like,
no, I just want to stay on topic for all of our viewers. I don't want to go too far off topic. Yeah, so I liked all the Star Wars movies so far, except for Han Solo. Han Solo was fine. It was just silly. You can tell it was like rewritten or whatnot. But this, The Mandalorian, felt more in the Star Wars universe than any of the other films.
Yes.
Because Jon Favreau was, I believe, executive producer and director on these. They used costumes as much as they could. They tried to stay away from special effects as much as they could. They only used it when they had to. And it just felt Star Wars. Like, when Star Wars is corny, like, there's a certain amount of corniness to that universe and movies and TV show now. But it just works. It's so great. Like that one robot that you could tell it was a guy's feet. And he was like walking.
It looked like he was made out of a cardboard box.
But it was
like something I could have made.
It was perfect. And the story was great. The action was great. I don't know. I really, really enjoyed The Mandalorian. The first episode. We haven't watched it anymore. We're going to.
But I'm sure we're going to love it. You know, it's funny. When we watched the first episode, Bruce said he saw a bunch of memes about it. I'm not going to give away what he saw. But I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen any. And I've seen so many memes since I said that to you.
Yeah. No, we can talk about
everything
now.
Is.
But if you haven't, no, we won't say anything. If you don't watch it by the next episode, I'm sure we're gonna watch more of The Mandalorian. By then, we'll ruin it then.
Oh wait, we'll give you guys some time. Hurry up and watch it because we're gonna ruin it next week.
All right, next up, let's jump into movie news. All right, so if you guys follow us on Instagram again. Let's bring that back up. Why does it keep doing that? We posted that Todd Phillips and Warner Brothers were in talks about a Joker sequel, which, you know, if you follow the news at all, you would know that the Joker made over $1 billion. That's right. Billion with a B.
I don't get it.
Worldwide. And that's just incredible. It's crazy. Like, that movie, in our opinion, was not very good. It was definitely a artsy movie. But overall, it just really wasn't that great of a movie, even for an artsy movie. It was just...
No, it was so bad. I don't understand. I know Frank saw it, right?
Yes. I think Frank liked it.
Frank liked it. Did any of you guys see the Joker movie? It was just painful. The whole time I was watching, I was like, when is this going to be over so I can leave this movie theater? This is so terrible.
But with that said now, so we posted it on like Wednesday, Wednesday? The next day, Todd Phillips was doing a interview with some company, Livewire or something, and he basically said, "Yeah, that's not true. Like, we are in no talks. I'm sure there." He said, basically said, "I'm sure there's going to be talks because it did so well." But me and Joaquin Phoenix made this movie as like a character piece. Like, it's supposed to be one and done, nothing else. And I'm sure Joaquin Phoenix doesn't want to do it anymore. He's not one of those actors that's like...
No, he's not like doing sequels of things and...
No.
He's like an artist.
He is an artist. Like, yes. He's one of those people like Christian Bale. Christian Bale did do Batman. He did 3 of them. But he also did The Machinist. He's done... what's that movie he just did? He became like the fat politician. Like, he's just constantly like gaining weight, losing weight for all these crazy roles. He's
committed to the craft.
He is.
But I'd like to stop for a second and see that Shecky said that he doesn't have Disney Plus in the UK yet. I saw some whole thing on the internet today that Disney apparently has some huge security breach and all these people are pirating Disney Plus now and they're all like butthurt about it, that people are doing that and like trying to stop it. And they were saying like, is it really pirating if you can't legally get it because people around the world like Shecky can't get Disney Plus yet?
Shecky, that sucks, man.
Yeah, Disney Plus is pretty awesome.
Do you want to use a name and password?
I don't think he can get it. Like, it's not available in the UK. Like, you can't, like, if he could have a username and password, he would just create one. Like...
Yeah, but is it just an app? Is it, like, blocked on the ISP because...
Yeah, I don't know. Because they have a different internet than we do. Like, it's, like, UK, whatever. So...
I guess. Shecky, if you want, we'll stream it right after this. You can just watch it on stream.
After this, we'll live stream us watching The Mandalorian episode 2. We'll watch episode 1 again, then we'll watch episode 2.
Oh, sorry.
Shecky said to just stream it for him.
Keep going back. Forget to go back. But, so yeah, basically, he came out. Tom Phillips just said that, hey, it's not true. Like, I'm open to those kind of talks, but... After I did all those comedy sequels, like, you know, The Hangover 1, 2, and 3, and he's done other ones, he doesn't want to do that kind of work anymore. He wants to do other things. Like, he's open to doing other DC characters and, like, doing artsy movies about them, which could be interesting if he does a good character. I mean, Joker's great, but he ruined it.
Ruined it.
The Joker's, like, one of the best villains
in history. He made him seem like a whiny baby who's like, everyone's mean to me. I'm just crazy, and that's the only reason I killed someone by accident.
It's just crazy. This story was just crazy to me because it's like, you know, I got kind of excited. I was like, oh, maybe they'll do a second one, and we'll actually be able to see the Joker become the Joker. And then it's not true.
Also, Josh said he wants us to call our show Beers and Mandalorian.
Do you like The Rock?
Of course I do. If you guys follow us in any capacity, you'll know that we both love The Rock and think he's amazing. Also, when I saw this, I have to say, I just saw something on social media about how there's this little boy who's like 3 years old who's battling cancer right now.
Oh, the Moana thing?
Yes, and he like loves Moana, and The Rock like called him and then like, or FaceTimed him or whatever, and like sang the thank you song, which is my favorite Moana song, when he sings you're welcome. Sorry, not thank you. You're welcome.
Well, yeah, He usually does shout-outs to kids on his Instagram. If you follow him on Instagram, he's constantly doing crazy nice things.
He does a lot of Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, things. Like every movie he does that's kid-friendly, he has Make-A-Wish on set there all the time. Like, he is one of those actors which everything that I see, which I'm granted it's screened to make sure that he's only putting out the most positive, great content, but... He seems like the coolest
He
fucking
does.
guy.
He's such a nice guy.
Period.
He is. I agree. I mean, who knows? I've never met him. Maybe he's terrible.
He has 2 daughters, a wife, a family, but he still makes time for all these other people. I'm sure the guy travels around the world all the time. How much time does he actually spend with his wife and kids? Hopefully they fly with him because he has some money.
He has some money. He is. I think he was like last year or this year. I don't know. He's like the top grossing actor.
Male actor.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I see about him makes me fall in love with the guy.
It's Bruce's man crush. He's in love with The Rock.
Well, and Ryan Reynolds.
Him and Ryan Reynolds. I mean, who doesn't love either of those guys? I feel like he's picking guys that everybody loves.
No, I've loved Ryan Reynolds since Blade 3.
I don't know when Blade 3 came out. I love Ryan Reynolds from Just Friends. That's my favorite Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that's one of the best movies.
Just Friends Ryan Reynolds is my favorite one.
All right. Well, let's talk about the article that we have up on screen that's been up there for a few minutes. We keep babbling.
I'm a babbler, guys. I will get off topic if you give me.
So, if you guys don't know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been what do I want to say? He's been tied to the Black Adam movie for the last 5 years. It's kind of been in limbo. It's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And then finally the Shazam movie was made, which was great.
Josh said his wife is allowed to sleep with him so he can say he slept with the girl who slept with The Rock.
That's pretty good. And once the Shazam movie was made, I was like, yes, we're finally going to see Black Adam. He's going to make the movie. But then he was doing Jungle Cruise and Jumanji 2. And
he's a busy guy. They got to fit it in his schedule.
Fast and the Furious, whatever the other movie he did was. He's very busy. But
Calvin and Hobbes.
No, Sean Hobbes. Hobbes and Shaw.
Calvin and Hobbes is better.
Calvin and Hobbes, it is better. But they finally going to happen. It's supposed to come out, I believe, in 2021. But they talked about The Rock talked with some news outlet and basically said that it's not going to have Shazam in it, which is kind of disappointing because the Black Adam and Shazam are enemies.
All right. Maybe they'll do one later.
But they are going to bring in the Justice Society of America. Do you know who the Justice Society of America are?
I don't. I feel like every week you ask me if I know who things are. How do they have so many things?
Well, the great thing about comic books is that there are so many things, and if you're just getting into comics, it's fun to learn about all these characters. And Stephanie, being my girlfriend and me being a comic lover, has agreed to be open-minded about comics. And so these are Golden Age heroes. I believe Golden Age is from the 60s. I could be wrong. I don't know my ages very well.
Frank knows. What is it, Frank?
I'm sure Frank knows. But this was basically the original Justice League.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. You can tell they look very old-timey. That kind of looks like Mr. Incredible. The guy with the mask from The Incredibles.
Yeah, that's actually Green Lantern. This is the original Flash.
The guy's wearing the fedora, Flash.
Jay Garrick. And then there's Hawkman and Stargirl and Hourman and Powerman.
Stargirl kind of reminds me of that show on Netflix. The girl who turns super bright.
Oh, yeah, The Boys.
The Boys. That's it. Yes, that's what she reminds me of.
So this is pretty cool. I'm
60s,
really interested to see how they are going to bring them to life in the movie. I don't know if there's Black Adam's going to be doing something and this super team is going to come in and try to stop him. I'm also curious to how they're going to make a whole movie around a villain, which is going to be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Did we discuss this last week? No, we didn't, right?
No.
But I think I discussed this with Bruce, that I said I don't see how they're going to sell that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a bad guy. I don't buy it. He's too nice.
Well, no, the whole Black Adam story is that he is an anti-hero.
Starfire, yes. No, not Starfire. Starfire's from Teen Titans.
Yes.
That's not her name. Titans, sorry. I know Teen Titans. The girl is from Starlight, is from The Boys.
The Boys.
And Frank said the Golden Age is the 50s, 60s is the Silver Age.
Oh, see? Thank you, Frank. See? This is why you have friends as old as Frank.
Ah! That was so insulting, Frank. Oh my god, I hope you're really mean to him on Monday.
All right, the next bit of news is just a fun little article that I found on CBR.com. Oh, man, why did you do that?
Every time.
So, Avengers Endgame writers have one regret about the Black Widow's death, which they shouldn't have killed her in the first place. If you guys didn't see Endgame, where have you been? Are you under a rock? Do you live in a cave? Has someone kept you captive for the last 2 years?
Do you need help?
Do you need help?
Blink 3 times if you need help.
Type SOS.
Dave said, "Oh, here we go."
But they basically were talking about how they had a really hard time deciding who they were going to kill, and it came down to Hawkeye and Black Widow, and they felt like Black Widow's story was just better because she finally accepted the Avengers as her family, and she was like, coming from being a Russian assassin, even though where's the Russian accent?
Oh my god, the first 20 minutes of that movie is just her being sad in that room.
That's so whiny.
So terrible.
And they even pulled...
I agree, Josh. They should have killed Hawkeye. Jeremy...
The article goes on to say, basically, that they pulled women that were working for the movie that had read the script and been part of it the whole time. They're like, no, don't kill Hawkeye. It's so much more important. If you kill Black Widow, it means so much more. I'm like...
What?
No.
What?
No. So...
She's trained in accents, Frank says. So she was just pretending to not have a Russian accent.
The whole time?
She's pretending to have a boring white girl accent, even when she doesn't need to.
I don't know.
They should have killed Jeremy Renner's character because he was fat and bloated and looked like a raging alcoholic.
Yep.
And it was a terrible, terrible job he did, and he should have died. They both should have died. She should have tried to slingshot him around, and then he also fell, and they were both like, ah! And they both died.
Well, she was sacrificing herself.
I understand, but he tried to grab her before she fell, and she was like, let me die. And then
oh, you're saying she should have been like, trick you!
No, he should have been like, I can't hold you! And then they both were just like, I fell there. Sorry, yeah, look, carry away.
I'm really excited about killing 2 people.
Just wanted him to die.
Should I be worried? Should I be worried?
Yes. You should be.
Drink faster, babe. Alright, next up, we actually have a pretty cool news item. Do you guys know who Robert Kirkman is?
I don't.
You should.
I should know who all these people are. I'm terrible with names and I don't care.
What's the most popular TV show on AMC?
The one you have in front of me that says Walking Dead. And I've watched almost every season of Walking Dead. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the director.
So he's not the...
Producing, creator, I don't care.
He's the guy who wrote The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead comic books or The Walking Dead TV show?
Comic books.
Comic books.
So he's like the creator of The Walking Dead. Which is a big deal. The Walking Dead is a fabulous comic. If you haven't, Hawkeye looked like a Walter Matthau from The Grumpy Old Men. He did.
It's terrible. He looked so terrible.
But I love Robert Kirkman. I read, I think, half of Walking Dead. It's really, really great. Why is it doing that? I gotta figure that out. And he's written some Hellboy and some other things. He's not the creator of Hellboy. That's Mike Mignola. But he is writing and producing a monster movie that is going to be based on Dracula's henchman, which is pretty freaking cool. I am a huge vampire fan. I love the Underworld series.
I love Twilight.
So we're both vampire fans, but I'm more of like a serious vampire fan, not sparkly vampires.
I like sparkly vampires. I love the love story. I'm a sucker for a good love story.
I also love Kate Beckinsale, so...
You love Kate Beckinsale?
I don't love her.
Oh my god, are we gonna fight right now?
We're gonna have a fight. Well, you just said you loved Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Ryan Reynolds, so...
I was Channing Tatum that I said I loved.
Well, either way. But this movie is supposedly not going to have Dracula in it. It's going to have one of his right-hand man, I guess.
His henchman.
His servant, R.M. Reinfeld. I have no idea who that is. I just love a movie that's going to be based around Dracula. Let's do it.
Dave said he's going to unsubscribe because I like Twilight. Dave, you haven't even read it. How can you be such a hater? You play World of Warcraft. We want to talk about dorky things that you like.
Oh, World of Warcraft is amazing.
Dorky things that you like. I'm allowed to have my thing.
Alright, so
you guys have your thing.
Before we finish the movie news, let's open up another beer.
Josh says I look like Kate Beckinsale. Thank you, Josh. I'll take it.
Which one do you want to do, babe?
Oh, I didn't even realize I got a Christmas one.
You did.
Christmas. Let's do Christmas. Oh no, let's do the one that's 12%. We're getting close. 14%.
All right.
14%, guys. I'm gonna have to pick Bruce up off the floor.
All right. So this is number 37 in our barrel age series. This stout.
How much for this beer?
It was
$16 for one beer.
This is a stout aged in bourbon barrels with cacao nibs, vanilla beans, chilies, and cinnamon added. It was bottled May 19th, 2016, so it's a little aged. This is 13.7%. This is production 826
cases.
Whatever that means.
They've only made 826 cases this time.
And we served it at the complete wrong temperature. It's supposed to be served at 45 to 55 Fahrenheit.
We can leave it out and save it for last.
Nah, let's just dive in.
YOLO.
So, this is basically kind of like a wine.
Is it Odell? Jessica's asking.
Oh, Jessica's still on?
She loves us. We love you, Jessica. Zolotol? I'll put it up closer for you guys.
This should be interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
It is a crazy beer, Shecky. I don't know what kind of beer it is. It's gonna apparently. When I bought this 6-pack, I went to the beer distributor and I created this 6-pack. And this guy who works there was like, "This beer is going to kick your ass." He's like, "This is gonna knock you on the floor." He's like, "You're not messing around with this 6-pack," and apparently I'm not. So we'll see if I can even drink it because it's really dark and I don't like dark beers.
Well, you have more too. So that's what this guy is. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
This is how dark it is. Look at that. It looks even darker than Guinness.
No, I guess it's way darker.
You think so?
It's very chocolatey smelling.
It smells like black licorice. Oh my god.
That's delicious.
You think it's delicious?
It tastes like chocolate. That is really good.
It tastes like black licorice.
Well, no way. The chocolatey notes in that are crazy good.
I don't know, guys. I can try. I'll try to power through it just because it's 14%, and who doesn't want to live in that world?
This is definitely like a one beer drink. Like I will drink this and be happy with that I had this much beer. Ooh, this is like the chocolatey notes are so prominent. You can't taste that?
I taste something. Chocolate?
Yeah, that's delicious.
Cacao. It's got cacao nibs.
That's chocolate.
Cacao.
It's chocolate. All right, back to the news.
Jessica said her brewery's 40 minutes from her. I didn't even know you lived in Colorado.
Yeah,
how do I not know that?
She was talking about how she lives there last week.
I know that she said that she wanted us to do Colorado beers. I thought maybe she grew up there, but I thought she lived here now.
No.
I'm totally lost, Jessica.
Have you watched any of the Daniel Craig?
I've seen all of them.
What do you think?
007. I like Daniel Craig as 007. He's a good 007.
So there's one more coming out.
Okay.
But he's officially said he is done.
Probably because he's like 95. He's like, I can't do it
Well,
anymore.
I was looking at the article. And so he started all the way back in 2008. And then he did one in 2012 and 2015. And then his final appearance is going to be in this new one that's coming up, which is 2020.
So he's in it.
Yeah, then the new one he's going to be. But it's his final film.
Okay.
But
He's in it. Last one.
So that's his. But he's at 4. That's
All
pretty
right,
good.
that's a good run.
Yeah, I think it's. Is that like Frank? I'm sure you're a James Bond fan, and you've been around more than the rest of us on this channel.
We like to remind you how old you are, Frank. Frank, you're 100.
How long do each Bond actor stay around? It seems like they're around for 3 or 4.
Josh said that he's said before that he doesn't want to be Bond anymore, and then he couldn't find work, so he keeps being Bond again.
Oh, I can see that happening. Even though Daniel Craig's pretty good. He's not terrible.
Yeah.
He's not like Colin Farrell.
But maybe he doesn't want to do Marvel movies, so he can't act. I'm so funny. I'm so funny!
That was good. All right, next up we have Star Wars. Jon Favreau's influence is likely to increase in the coming years.
There we go.
Which is great. In my opinion, I am a huge Jon Favreau fan. I think obviously every director can have, bad movies, bad moments and bad movies, but most of the stuff that Jon Favreau's done, I like a lot.
When you said Jon Favreau, this is who I thought of. But then I'm like, he can't mean the actor Jon Favreau. There must be a different Jon Favreau.
No,
but it's the same guy.
Same guy, yeah.
Same guy. Interesting.
He's a great director. You ever see that movie with him where he is a chef? I think it's called Chef.
No, I just think of him from Spider-Man.
Iron Man?
No, he's in the new Spider-Man Homecoming movies.
He's originally...
I know he's originally Iron Man's number 2 guy, or number 1 guy, whatever they call it, but he is in all the Spider-Man Homecoming movies and whatnot. So that's what I think of him as.
Yeah, so the movie called Chef, which is absolutely incredible.
Absolutely incredible. I'll have to watch it.
It's really good. You guys should be able to see it on screen now. If you haven't seen this movie, it has John Leguizamo and what's her name?
Josh said he also directed Iron Man.
He did.
I did not know that.
But this girl from that show on ABC, CBS. What is her name?
It's gonna come to me. I can't think of it.
Come on. Who's the pretty lady that I keep on circling?
Every time we have this live stream, I can't think of names. I know who she is. I know who she is.
She's on Modern
She's on
Family.
Modern Family, yes.
Yes. But yeah, so basically one of the head ladies of...
She had a kid really young.
She did?
Yeah, she had like a kid super young and then became an actress later.
But Jon Favreau, the whole...
I'm gonna Google it.
The whole article is about... the leading lady of Lucas Entertainment is basically saying like she is leaning heavily on Jon Favreau.
Sofia Vergara.
There you go. Not just for the TV show moving forward, but also just Star Wars in general.
Oh, Jessica says she's a chef. Jessica, come to our house and cook for me.
Oh, I love that. You want to come cook Thanksgiving dinner?
Yes.
Which is, I think, is great because Jon Favreau was such a great director. He seems like just like a really great guy, and we've only watched one episode so far, but what he's done with Mandalorian is so entertaining and so good that
so good.
I'm really excited for if they do lean on him for future stuff.
I want to learn about Sofia Vergara.
Well, we're not here to do that, babe. We're here to talk about...
You guys want to learn about Sofia Vergara with me?
No.
Come on.
All right. So the next item also came out as I was on the train, headed home today. But I got this news. I'm ready here to share with you guys. Do you guys know who?
Stop asking if you know who. Nobody knows who, except for you and Frank.
You know who this guy is? John Turturro.
Oh yes. That I know. But I wouldn't know if you said his name and not his face. I would have no idea. But then I told Bruce. Goose Favreau. Who knows Goose Favreau? Everybody.
No one knows.
Everyone but Bruce.
So each week we seem to be bringing you guys new casting news for the new Batman movie, the Matt Reeves Batman movie. And there is a huge crime boss within the Batman universe. His name is Carmine Falcone. And that has been cast as... John Turturro, and I love him as an actor. I think he's
a great actor.
He's a great actor. He's able to do serious. He's able to do comedy. This is obviously be a serious role, but he's obviously super Italian. And what's his name? Carmine Falcone is an Italian, so it should fit.
If you couldn't tell by the name,
yeah. So I think that's a great casting so far. The casting for this movie is really interesting.
Don't mess with the Jesus. I don't even get that.
I
don't get it, Frank.
With Robert Pattinson as Batman, which is still kind of...
Wait, this is still the same Batman? How come this is like ongoing? Is this Batman movie going to be like the biggest movie ever? Why is it always in the news?
Well, it's a Batman movie.
Yeah, but I didn't give a crap about what's-his-face's Batman.
What's his face?
Ben Affleck. Ben Hoofleck.
Well, he never made a Batman solo film. He did Batman versus Superman, and he did Justice League, but it wasn't just a Batman movie. This is like following up Christian Bale's Batman, which is like, that was a huge series. Like, people were super excited about that movie. The first two were great, and that third one was a piece of hot trash.
Hot trash! Also, Frank, I never saw The Big Lebowski.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know what you're talking about.
He's in that. All right,
That's
guys.
what Frank is explaining to me. Sorry, Frank. I don't know.
Keep him getting to number 2.
Number 2. But I saw him in Anger Management. That's what I was trying to say, Bruce. To Bruce about a part of the movie from that, but he doesn't know it.
No, I love his character in the Transform movies. I think he's really funny. He's also in just other movies. I have to IMDb him, but I'm not going to waste your guys' time. All right, next up, let's talk about comic book news. This is my favorite news section for you guys, and I didn't really have a lot until today when I started digging back through the week. There was actually a lot of good stuff to talk about this week. We'll start with, I'll go through the middle, actually, because there's one item that I want to start with that we actually...
Oh, Stay Puft is here! Hi, Stay Puft!
What's up, Stay Puft? What's going on, man? This is the biggest news of the week for me.
Oh my god, I'm excited about this news, too.
So, if you guys have watched this channel from the beginning, not many of you have. Frank, I know you have. Thank you so much. Josh, you probably have watched most of our videos. But we are...
The spirit's so strong.
We are big Jessica Drew fans. Jessica Drew is Spider-Woman. She is such a great character. Posted on my Instagram. Dennis Hopeless did a 3 trade paperback run. It was like a total of 30 issues, 40 issues. Hands down, one of my most favorite runs in comics, period. Yes, I think it has a lot to do with me being a new dad when I was reading that series and she was becoming a new mom. And it was Dennis Hopeless did a great job of just hitting moments that every family goes through when they're pregnant and having a baby, and then you have a baby and you're trying to have a life, but you have a baby, and it all comes back to the baby, to the baby, to the baby. It was just, and then she's like a single mom, but then she starts to fall in love, and guys,
it's such a good movie.
Movie.
Such a good book. A book.
So this is news. Spider-Woman's ongoing. That's coming out in March of 2020. It's going to be written by Carla Pacheco, and art by Perez. I don't know either of them. I should have looked up and see the previous work before we talked about it. But
they did a good job.
I didn't like the synopsis. I'm going to be honest. The synopsis was more of she's going to be action-packed and blah, blah, blah. And the other series was action-packed, but it still always came back to her family. And I think there needs to be more family-oriented comic books.
Yeah.
In the superhero.
That's why I like Deceased so much, because I didn't know in Deceased, because I didn't read any of the previous DC comics, that Batman had a kid, Superman has a kid, Batman's actually Superman's actually with Lois Lane and they have a child. So I was like, what? And then, everybody dies. But
not Batman. Superman actually is a pretty decent book. I stopped picking it up because I had to cut some books out, and I needed to do that again. This week's pickup was fucking over the top. Very expensive. But it always comes back to him trying to juggle his home life with Lois's home life and being back for his son. He's constantly conflicted. So good.
But how? He's Superman. He can be back and forth in one place in a second.
Yeah, but he's also
time management Superman.
Yeah, but just think he can superhero all the bad that's happening in the world. And he's constantly.
You can't save everyone.
I know. That's what he has to realize. So we're both super excited about that. We will review that together on the channel. That will book that we will save for a special one in-depth, deep dive review, and we'll pick that book apart and we'll tell you either how great it is or how fucking bad it is.
Also, you're missing lots of comments. Frank said we should check out the horrible old Spider-Woman TV show on Disney+. Why would we want to watch it if it's horrible? Shecky asked him to stop Disney+ teasing him. And Stay Puft said that he is glad that she's back in her original costume.
I kind of liked the Dennis Hopeless costume where she was kind of just a person in gear.
Yeah.
That's why I love Superboy, because he just wears a t-shirt and jeans.
I don't want the spear anymore. It's too much.
You put it in the dump bucket.
I'm dumping it, guys. I'm sorry. It's too much. It made me shiver with grossness. It's too much. I'm a lightweight. I'm sorry.
But I don't know. Like I said, we're huge Jessica Drew fans, so we will be reviewing that.
Oh, Josh, we're going to be talking about Something Killing the Children 3. That's up next. After our comic book news, we're going to discuss the comic books we've read this week.
Yep.
Something Killing the Children 3 is on there. Excited to tell you about it, Josh.
All right. Next up in the comic book news. So, do you realize how expensive some of these old comics go for?
No.
So there was a comic that sold this week for $1.26 million. This was Marvel Comics #1. This came out in 1939.
Wow.
So
that
it's
is a long time ago.
really old. But
almost 100 years ago.
What is
like 80 years ago. I'm good at math.
What is crazy about this issue is, so this book is 80 years old. We talked about this off the channel, that you can get books graded by a company, and they grade it to like how pristine it is, like how of good condition, and then they press it between two pieces of plastic. It's sealed. If you don't break the seal, you leave it in there, it will forever be that, unless you leave it in sun and it gets sun, whatever. This book is a 9.4.
Frank, did you say you were 10 in 1939?
Frank, don't be dumb. You're 50. You're not.
You're not 90.
But a 9.4 of a book from 1939.
That's bananas.
Where was this book? I want to hear the story of where this book came from and how it is in such good condition.
But how could you tell if it's inside the plastic? How would
No. They're
just like sitting there, like, here, guys.
They bring it to the company, and then the company grades it. They open up all the pages. They look at all the edges.
No, but I'm saying, like, once it's in the plastic, how can you guarantee that it stayed that quality?
Well, when it's sealed, it is that quality. If you take it out and do stuff with it, but it's like held in place.
Shucky said the future of comics is that everyone's wearing Gap clothes. I'm assuming they have Gap in the UK then.
Oh, I like the Gap. Gap is pretty good clothes. I don't like their prices sometimes, but as long as you go on for sales.
The Gap is good for kids who are really skinny. They have very good...
Like Jack?
Yes. I have a friend who had premature kids, and that's where she would get all their pants from.
Yeah.
Even as they got older, because they were always so much smaller,
Yeah.
that she would get all their pants from the Gap. That's why I know that.
My son was premature. He's a skinny mini.
He is.
But he's also the coolest kid.
He is. That I also agree with.
All right. Let's move on. We got a bunch of news still to go. And we also have to go through the holiday guide and then comics.
And then comics!
This was pretty cool. Did you watch the Suicide Squad movie?
I didn't. It looks terrible.
Do you know what the Suicide Squad is?
I know from, like, the trailers of the movie.
Alright, so the Suicide Squad is basically...
It's like Harley Quinn and the Joker, and they're all, like, villains.
They're villains that have been captured and then bombs implanted in their head and then forced to go do good.
Bombs implanted in their head?
Yes. By Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller is basically this person who oversees this program that she got approved that basically does that. She's able to put bombs in people's heads and that are supervillains and makes them go do things like, all right, there's this really bad thing happening over here. Go stop them. If you don't do it, we're gonna blow your head up.
One, Josh points out that book has been through World War II, yes. But Chucky said he wanted to commit suicide after he watched that. After he watched the suicide. It looked terrible. That's why I didn't watch it. I'm like, this looks god-awful.
There's a few moments in the movie that weren't terrible, but most of it was pretty bad. But they have a new book coming out, and it's by Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor's deceased. So, he's a great writer. And it has a crazy team, but look at this artwork. This artwork is so good. But look at this scene. So this guy is like, he has this person that he
also... Is he from the X-Men?
No, this is all DC Universe.
Oh.
So he's flying, he's got this person, and he's got this general, and then he lets the general go.
He's like, fuck you, I'm saving this bitch.
It's got this crazy team of people. The artwork in this book looks awesome. And the Suicide Squad, I've read one of their previous incarnations. It was pretty good. But Tom Taylor is one of my new favorite writers. He is I've only read his Deceased. I think that's all I've read of his. But if his comic books are going to be like that all the time, I'm in. I'm picking up Tom Taylor whenever it comes out.
Whenever it comes out. So we're going to be, reading this?
Yeah, no, Stephanie will probably read it too because it's Tom Taylor.
I do love Deceased. That was one of my favorite comics.
It's so good.
Out of the 5 that I've read.
And you introduce a bunch of new characters, and most of these characters are characters that he made up for this book. So it's like you're learning new, I'm learning new.
Look at that! Look at me! Look at me being up to date with things.
All right, so coming out of the last big Thor, War of the Realms, it was a big crossover event in the Marvel Universe. Loki was actually eaten by his dad and presumed dead, but he was able to actually come out of his dad's belly, and he lived. And after that, he had his own solo series. But it lasted 5 issues.
Marvel Stealth. Wait, so this is a comic book, not a TV show.
Yeah, comic book. Sorry, this is all comic book news.
Okay.
They stealth canceled it. They didn't even make a news article or anything. People are found out in the end of some books. You will find basically a section where the writers or artists can actually write back to the audience. Basically, you can send letters into Marvel or DC, and then they'll get those to the people who created the comic books, and then sometimes the writers and artists will respond back. And that's what this person did. Basically said, yeah, this is my last issue. The next issue is going to be my last issue. So it's pretty crazy. So if you guys are reading Loki, it's only going to be around for one more issue that's come out next month.
Stay Puft agrees that your artwork from that book looks good, and they said Tom Taylor's great. Injustice was his first work he read. Oh,
Injustice. I never read that. I really wasn't into that because it's based on the video game, and I'm so engrossed into current, continuity. I was like, I can't deal with another world. It's too much. And that's what I feel like. All right, hold on.
And Frank said, "Don't chokey on Loki." That was Frank's contribution. Thank you, Frank.
I'm sorry. That beer was good.
It's too much. It's too much.
It tastes like chocolate. I just drank a chocolate shake that was really alcoholic.
Too much.
Let's finish with the Christmas.
You want to finish? Yeah, I think Christmas should be last, right? Because the other one's like a wine beer again. Yeah. We should get that out of the way because it's really sweet.
So I explained to Stephanie.
Wait. We gotta show you.
I explained to Stephanie that saisons are basically beers that are they're aged in some kind of barrel, and they tend to be more of a wine beer than anything else.
It pairs well with high fives, so we should give each other high fives, and then we should drink this beer.
I love high fives. Who doesn't like a good high five?
Doesn't say. Wait, I'm trying to read where it's from.
6%.
Fort Collins, Colorado.
I am going to be drunk by the end of the show.
He's already drunk. 6.8%. Guys, ask Bruce anything you want. He's drunk as a skunk.
I'm not drunk as a skunk.
He's drunk as a skunk.
I'm trying to keep you on topic.
Frank said it looks like you're about to pass out.
I do?
Wine beer does not... It's not amazing, Josh. But in all fairness, I had no idea what I was buying.
Look how light this is compared to everything else we drank so far tonight.
I'm excited about that. Wine beer. I've never even heard of such a thing. Wine beer.
Saison. No,
Saison.
Someone should Google it. I'm sure that there's a more specific description
than wine beer.
Than wine beer, but it's aged in barrels and yada yada yada.
Isn't every beer aged in barrels?
No. Well, they're aged in oak barrels or something, where most beers are in giant, metal vats.
Just wants to show her again. It's by Funkworks with an E.
Yeah, and it has that sweet wine flavor, right?
Yeah. All these say we're supposed to be serving them at 50 degrees Fahrenheit. We sucked at this today. Yeah. We're terrible.
So yeah, Loki's canceled. If you're reading Loki, that stinks. The artwork actually from this thing looks actually really good.
Yeah.
That's really good artwork. But I'm just not really into Loki.
I like Loki in the movies. I mean, I've never read anything that Loki's in, but I think he's a cool character in the movies.
Yeah, he's fine, I guess. Again, if you guys watch the channel, you know I'm a huge Jane Forrester fan. Do you know who Jane Forrester is?
I feel like I do.
All right, so
she's from Thor, right?
Thor, exactly.
Yeah, I knew somebody.
So, Jane Forrester was a nurse, and then she actually dated Thor for a while. She was just a human, and she got cancer, and she got really sick, and I think she broke up with Thor. I forgot the reason why she broke up with Thor, but at some point in continuity, Thor lost the ability to pick up Mjolnir, which is his hammer, and
then she was able to pick it up. Right?
And she was able to pick it up, and she became Thor. This is all Jason Aaron's run that started in 2012. If you don't read comics, and you're watching this right now, go read that. It's so incredible. It's such a good story. It goes
Go back to 2012 and read the whole thing.
No, it is. You can pick it all up in trade. I'm pretty sure they're going to put out an omnibus at some point. I will probably buy that omnibus because I want Jack to read it. I want Nadine and Sophia to read it when they're older and they can actually understand it. It's incredible. It's one of the best comic books. Jason Aaron, his Avengers run right now started out great. It fucking sucks now. It's so bad. It's so stupid.
Everyone's saying you're drunk online.
They are?
Frank said, well, first Josh said that he started with Batman, Superman, so good, following Batman that laughs. Frank said Jane Forster, not Forrester, and then said you're drunk. And then, or Foster, not Forrester, Foster. And that Josh agrees that your words are riddles. B. He called you B?
Yeah, he calls me B. Of course he calls me B.
Of course he calls you B.
Well, I've had a couple of beers. I'm not drunk.
He's drunk.
I'm buzzed.
He's buzzed.
But, this book has been written by...
Shaggy said kids don't drink and stream.
This book has been written by Jason Aaron and Al Ewing. Al Ewing is an amazing writer. If you guys are reading the Incredible Hulk, Invincible Hulk, the ongoing Hulk book right now, it is really good. I read like the first 7, and then again, it was one of the books that I decided to drop, which I kind of regret because everyone's saying that book is like one of the best books coming out right now.
Which book is this? I wasn't thinking that.
The ongoing Hulk book right now. It's supposed to be. I read the first 7. You would even like this because it's like this crazy mystery. It's so much more than just like Hulk smash. Like what's going on with like Bruce Banner and Hulk and his whole universe is so good.
Josh thinks I'm drunk too.
Well, this is comics and beer.
We have to drink a lot of beers very quickly, guys. And we got some strong beers this week.
But the new writer, so Jason Aaron has been co-writing this with Al Ewing during the whole entire run. The new writer is Torunn Gornbeck. She is an Icelandic writer. Norwegian. Sorry, she's a Norwegian writer. She's written Marvel stuff before. I've never heard of her. Her name is really hard to pronounce. Torunn Gornbeck. But she, in this article, she basically goes on and says, like, because I'm Norwegian and, like, I grew up with these gods like Thor, and her name supposedly means I love Thor. Or, to love Thor. That she is perfect to write this book, which, sure, why not?
Also, Frank said to keep drinking and streaming for another hour, that this is awesome. Josh said he's drunk and he's on beer number 8. Congratulations, Josh.
Your 8th beer?
Congratulations. That's amazing. And Shecky said, thank the Lord the show is not called Guns and Beer.
Oh my god. I know, right, Shecky? Jesus.
We'd be like shooting a lot of holes into the ceiling.
We are most likely going to be going to 12 tonight, because we have like 7...
a lot more to go. Then we still have our...
Yeah, we
gifts,
have gifts,
and then we have our comics. I read 3 comics this week.
Yeah, you did.
3 comics.
3.5 if you count question.
I read half of question.
Hey, I'm not judging that. I only got through half of it and I started to fall asleep. Only because
it's terrible.
We'll get into that later.
You didn't even take question out though.
No, because I didn't get all the way through it.
You don't need to. It's terrible.
No, it's Jeff Lemire. Next up, we have Marvel signs an exclusive deal with a new creator. Not really new. His name is Cafu. Cafu has been drawing for Marvel for a while. He's an artist, not a writer. And these deals, I feel, sometimes are good and sometimes bad. Mainly because they're good because this artist can be on a book for a long time. And when a writer and an artist can get together and be together for an extended period of time, it just makes a cohesive book. Like, especially if the writer has this really long story, like Batman, when Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo were together, they did it for 5 years. Same artist, same writer for 5 years. And it was incredible. It was some of the craziest stories because Batman died for a while and Jim Gordon was Batman, which is crazy. Yeah, because he has this big metal suit and it was insane. Like, again, some of the most insane stories, but it worked because Scott Snyder's a great writer, but Greg Capullo's an amazing artist, and it was consistent every single week. It wasn't like some of these books where it's like, you have one artist like Daredevil, Josh Daredevil. You have
Josh loves Daredevil.
What's his name? Marco Cicchetto. He starts the book. He does 6 issues, and then they get this new artist. I forget his name. He's fucking terrible. The book is all of a sudden hard to read, but the story's still okay. But it's like,
no, when the art's bad, it's just like, why bother?
It's so
bad. Even
hard.
Just the text, if like the font is bad, it's like, who wants to read that anymore?
It's so hard. So these deals can sometimes be really good, and Cafu is a good artist. He's the artist on Valkyrie, so he's probably gonna be on Valkyrie for a while longer. But his name is actually Carlos Alberto Fernando Urbano. So that's where his name Cafu comes from. So congrats, Cafu. That's amazing. Good for you, man. I know in this article you go on, you talk about how like it's been a dream for you. Congratulations. Your artwork is actually beautiful. I enjoyed it on Valkyrie. I just didn't like the story that you guys were telling.
Also, Josh agrees with you. Jessica said Harrison is here. He's out with her drinking beers. If I recall, Harrison is your boyfriend, right? Hello, Harrison.
What's up, Harrison?
And Frank agrees that he hates bad art. He doesn't care how well it's written. It's true. I've read books that Bruce has given me that just like the font is weird and I can't follow it. I'm like, just the way they're writing it.
Yes,
it ruins it.
We have some sad news to share. Again, I think the last episode we actually had, there was another big comic book guy that died.
There was.
Tom Lyle, was that right? Lyle?
Yeah, I'd say Lyle.
He is the guy who created, let me get this right before I say it, Spoiler. Spoiler is a big character in the DC universe. She is Stephanie Brown, for those who don't read DC Comics. Stephanie Brown is a protege of Batman who is going to be a new Batgirl. I forgot the reason why she never became Batgirl, but basically her name is Spoiler because she found some information and then she put it out in the public. She basically like spoiled it.
Spoiler!
So, but she's a big character. She died a little while ago, but then of course resurrected. Everyone gets resurrected.
Spoiler: she ruins movies. That's what Frank said.
But she also and for designing Scarlet Spider's hoodie and tights costume. Scarlet Spider is, I believe, a clone of Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
And he runs around in a red costume with a hoodie.
He's the gangster. He's casual Spider-Man.
But Tom Lyle was only 66, and that's super sad. I hope everyone that is a good person lives until they're 80. It's just, 80 is a good age to live.
Stay Puft said he has some comic books signed by him. That's pretty cool.
Oh, really? That's great. Stay Puft, I know you're into like the older comics, so I'm sure that's really cool.
Yeah.
Next up, we have... Oh, cool. This is a cool little item. So, if you guys, again, are watching the channel, you know I love Tom King. And you know I love Tom King's Batman run. But it's ending. Issue 85. It's out. There's only 2 more issues, because 83 came out this week. So probably 2 weeks is going to be 84, and 2 more weeks is going to be 85, and I'm going to cry. It's going to be terrible. But James Tynion in the 4th is picking up the book. James Tynion is incredible. I'm super excited. James Tynion the 4th actually writes Something is Killing the Children. And he's picking up Batman, which is awesome. It's going into good hands. But he's actually getting a little introduction into 85, which is really cool. So at the back of the issue, 2 pages are going to be an intro to the story that
James Tynion, right?
That James Tynion is writing.
I enjoy James Tynion's Something is Killing the Children.
Yes, he's. I will probably make her read Justice League at some point, because Justice League is a really, really good book, and that's Scott Snyder in James.
He's gonna make me, guys. He talk about guns and comics and guns and beers. That's how he gets me to read his comic books. He's like, read it.
Yeah, I'm like, read it, please, please, for the channel, for the channel.
Do it for the children.
So that was pretty cool news.
Frank, it's called number lock. When you hit number lock, that makes the keyboard press the numbers. I think this, and something's supposed to be 150. He says his numbers aren't working.
So this is an article. These next couple of articles, I have 3 more comic books, and then we're going to get into the holiday gift guide. This one actually is for Stephanie.
Yay!
Which is kind of a bummer for Stephanie.
Oh, boo.
So Stephanie is a huge fan of the Harleen comic book.
I am. I enjoy it a lot.
This is written by Stepan Sejic. And I guess it's a 3-issue run.
Which is sad to begin with. Why only 3 issues? I want 6.
Well, they're huge.
I know, they're huge. They are. Huge. But still, I want more.
It's actually delayed 3 weeks. Yes, 3 weeks.
Boo.
So it was actually supposed to come out next week. It's now coming out December 18th, which is kind of a bummer. But I have no idea why it would be delayed. It seems like the artwork is probably done already at this point. But anyone who is reading Harleen and you are so excited for it to come out next week, it is now postponed until December 18th.
Guys, how good is Harleen, though? It's such a good book. I'm so bummed that it's not coming out for another couple of weeks.
But let's talk about some good news. If you guys are reading Batman, the Curse of the White Knight, it's coming out a week early. It was supposed to come out next week. It's coming out this upcoming week. So it's coming out November 27th instead of December whatever. December 11th. Oh, actually, no, it's coming out.
That's really cool artwork, though.
Oh, my God. This is Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy is... I'm sorry, guys. That was probably really loud. He is just... I cannot explain to you guys how good that he is. Like, you should be reading... his previous series, which I always blank on, but if you look up Curse of the White Knight, you'll be able to look back and find the other one. But it's all about it's a whole out of continuity story. It's like an Elseworlds tale. It is so good. Are we ready to jump into holiday gift guide?
Oh my God, holiday gift guide, guys! The holidays are coming. They're so close.
So each week for the next few weeks, probably 3 weeks, right? 4 weeks?
We got 4 weeks. Today's the 22nd, so we have
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
So
Christmas is the 25th.
We are going to do our best to at least gather at least 3 or 4 items to share with you guys. Sorry, let me hit F2. To share with you for Christmas ideas, because if you're on this channel, you are probably into comic books, and you probably have children that are hopefully that you are trying to convince to get into comic books. So we got some gift guides for you. Again, we're going to do our best to get you at least a few items. I mean, I'm pulling these all from CBR.com, Newsarama.com, and any other website I can find. I did not actually go Googling comic books.
Comic book gifts.
So these are all suggestions that these other companies are doing. I'm sure when we get closer to close of Christmas, I will actually have to do some research. But let's start off with the favorite item that I found, which was...
what we already own. Guys, we already bought this.
I actually...
And he forgot that we already bought this. I bought this like how many months ago? It was the first week that we moved into this apartment that we bought.
I think so.
So it was like August that I bought these things.
I enjoy Funko Pop. I got Funko Pop Miles Morales. I got Funko Pop Batman Who Laughs. I have some ones at work that I have like 4 or 5 out there. They're just cute and cartoony, and I don't know, I love them. There's lots of people. They're so popular. But this is a advent calendar for $40 that you get...
cheaper on Amazon, guys. I bought it on Pop in a Box, and then I regretted it because I looked at Amazon and it was cheaper. And free shipping. But Amazon Prime.
You get little mini guys.
But 24 guys for the advent calendar. It's adorable.
And I know Iron Fist is in there. We got this for our kids. I am taking Iron Fist. That is my guy.
Well, we got 2. We have 2 boys, so you can have one of them. I feel like one would be okay with giving it away.
I hope so, because Iron Fist is mine.
Iron Fist is his. He's going to fight a small child for it.
And that's another book I'm going to make Stephanie read. There's an Iron Fist book that I have somewhere in the basement or somewhere.
Guys, we talked before about if you're in trouble to type SOS. I'm going to type SOS. Bruce is forcing me to read comics.
Forcing you. If we can find time to do this, it'll be great.
I'll read it, guys. I'll add it to the list.
All right, next up, if you guys watched Mandalorian. Shecky, turn away, quick.
Oh my God, how adorable is that? I want a Baby Yoda. Will you buy me a Baby Yoda?
I will buy you a Baby Yoda. Shecky, I'm sorry if I'm ruining this, but you're on the internet. You have to know this already. Disney is obviously going to push this product hard. In the first episode, at the very end, you get introduced to a Baby Yoda, who's actually 50 years old, but he's Baby Yoda.
Baby, he's so cute.
This will be lots of merch, but probably in the next few weeks, you're going to see so much Baby Yoda stuff. It's going to be insane. I'm sure we will probably get something for the channel and put it. I think we're going to install a shelf over here.
A couple shelves. We need a couple shelves.
And just expand the set a little bit.
We're kind of in the corner. We're looking for new areas, guys. We're kind of smushed in here.
We'll figure out something.
We got it. We got some things in the works. New things coming.
But a Baby Yoda will probably be part of the set.
When does The Mandalorian take place? So I think it's before. If you see that it's Baby Yoda, it's before any of the Star Wars. It's way before. Way before anything. It's before Yoda's an old man, and Yoda's an old man in every single movie. So it's when Yoda's a baby. It's like, but is it supposed to be Boba Fett?
No, it's not Boba Fett. It's way before that.
It's way before Boba Fett. So it's just like a Mandalorian character that is part of the Mandalorian guild.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. Let's continue with the holiday gift guide and we'll go from there. So if you guys follow us on Instagram, we posted about this earlier. There is a new...
Frank says we're wrong. I don't know what that means, Frank. Wrong about what?
Frank, we haven't watched it all. Just let us be.
Or educate us, Frank.
Or educate us.
Stop judging.
So, if you guys are into Batman streetwear, there's a new clothing line launching on Black Friday, which is next Friday. And they got some pretty cool gear. It's called Achieve, whatever that is. I want that hoodie. What do you think about the hoodie, babe?
I'm reading Frank's. Sorry, I also want those things, but Frank says it takes place after Return of the Jedi. So it's not Yoda, but the same species. So it's not actually Yoda. It's just a Yoda baby.
Well, we haven't watched more than episode 1, so we are sorry.
Dave said Tarsha's watching. Hi, Tarsha!
Tarsha, what's going on? What's up, girl? By the way, you're going to be on next Thursday.
Just prepare. Start doing crunches.
Why?
I don't know.
I want to see your stomach.
I'll see it. Do crunches, Tarsha. Just trust me.
Judgy wudgy.
We've got some things planned for Thursday, and it's going to involve a lot of core work.
Also, there was this. I want to start with that. Why is this a YouTube video? I'll share this, I guess. I'm not going to play the YouTube video. I want to pause it. But if you guys search "unboxing the best Marvel gifts ever of Marvel gifts of the season," they have a whole video where they go on and talk about some really cool items that I've highlighted. One was the Advent calendar, but they also have this thing called Loungefly. Never heard of it, but it's basically like a bag brand, and they have all these Marvel bags, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
They're more like girly bags, like they're like smaller bags.
Yeah, I would be into those.
But like these clutches are pretty nice.
Also, $40 for a clutch, girls. That's super inexpensive.
Is it?
Last time I bought a clutch, it was like $80, and I'm like, it's $80 for a clutch? Like, it's a tiny little purse.
But I mean, not all the designs are great. Oh, this Phoenix one's pretty cool.
Frank is schooling us. He said that if it took place before the movies, then we wouldn't see stormtroopers. True that. Stormtroopers are Darth Vader's guys.
Frank, again, we're not Star Wars people. We're enjoying the show. The show is great.
And then baby R2-D2 shows up. He looks like a little D-cell battery. Shecky, you have to watch it. You tell us when you're ready, Shecky, and we'll stream The Mandalorian for you.
We will.
I think you could just pirate it. Google it. Pirate Bay.
You can definitely pirate it.
PirateBay.com.
And the last thing we got for the holiday... Oh, actually, no, I got one more after this. Stance socks. This is, again...
Stance? Oh, Stance.
Stance. STANCE.com. They're a socks line, but they have a huge amount of Marvel socks.
Shecky said he's calling the FBI because we're streaming. We're stealing content.
There's also some underwear.
It looks like comfortable underwear.
Yeah, they're more. They kind of look like spandexy.
Yeah,
but
like the ones. Jimmy wears, what are they called?
Boxy briefs.
No, but he's got, it's like some specific brand that apparently is so expensive and so special.
No. Jimmy's our older son.
Yes.
But I'm into these socks. I don't want to pay $20 per pair of socks.
That's insane. $20 per pair of socks.
But
feet are gross, Dave said. Thank you, Dave, for that input. But feet still need to be covered by socks. And your feet are probably gross. That's probably what the problem is.
It probably is. And last up, we have CBR put out a list of some early items for Black Friday.
Frank says, who remembers Underoos? I remember Underoos. That's not old, Frank. Underoos aren't that old.
There were some early Star Wars items. There's Star Trek, the original series, tricolor replica. Tricoder, replica. And then some Next Generation Picard isolinear circuits replica
Aren't they coming out with a new Star Wars movie? Star Trek movie, excuse me.
There's a new TV show with Picard coming back.
They're coming out with a new movie. I really like Star Trek movies.
Oh, there actually was a new...
there's a new Star Trek movie. I know what I'm talking about, guys. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, there is. So if you guys watch Legion on FX, the main character is named Noah Hawley. Holly. He is actually going to write and direct the film.
Cool.
So there is a new one. It's actually been in limbo for a while. And that's going to come out at some time. Let's finish going through these items real quick. There are going to be some statues and figurines.
Who's that guy?
This is Deadpool.
It looks like Deadpool, but he also kind of looks like Cyborg.
It's Deadpool with his mask kind of ripped off, and a Hulk statue that's going to be on sale. Some DC stuff. We got a Supergirl statue that's going to be on sale, plus a looks like either a Kingdom Come or
this is Dark Knight Returns Batman vs Superman mini battle statue.
Yeah, so this is Dark Knight Returns. So this is kind of like this is Frank Miller's Batman Superman.
Queer Deadpool. What does that even mean?
Oh yes, and then these sweaters. I sent Stephanie a link to this earlier.
And I was like, too rich for my blood.
These are $60 sweaters.
If they were real wool, then I could see spending that much. Like if they were really knit sweaters, hand knit sweaters.
They are
$60 for.
If you go to the website, there's a lot of them.
They got Rick and Morty sweaters though. Let's get swifty.
I don't love the Batman one, but the Superman one's kind of Christmassy.
It is.
I like the Spider-Man one because it's got some snowflakes on it. There's a lot on there, but $60. I was like, Stephanie, how cool would it be if we got Christmas hats in these sweaters and put them on the show?
Ugly Christmas sweater week. I have an ugly Christmas sweater, but it's Game of Thrones oriented. It's not any comic book ones.
So that's it for our gift guide this week. We went through it pretty quickly. I will actually put out an Instagram post next week with links to all these things that you guys can be able to... Not Instagram, maybe Facebook. Something that you can just click on. So make sure you guys are following us on social media. Social media should be down here somewhere.
Bruce and Stephanie. Bruce Comics. He left me out of Twitter. He doesn't love me.
You made the Twitter.
Terrible.
Alright, so that's it. So we are going to finish up the show with this last Christmas beer. And we are going to talk about 3 comic books. We're going to talk about 2 ones that we didn't love so much, and then we're going to end it with Something is Killing the Children 3.
Something is Killing the Children 3. Oh my god, it's so exciting.
I poured you a lot more.
You did. You can switch with me. So this is by Breckenridge Brewery. Oh my god, does anyone watch the Daniel Tosh stand-up comedy? If you did, Breckenridge, it makes me think of Daniel Tosh. He said, Lottie, I can't even say it's racist. I can't say what he says. But it's really funny. And it has to do with Breckenridge.
Breckenridge!
Wait, does it say where it's made, though? Breckenridge, I guess is the name.
And it has to do with Breckenridge.
Littleton, Colorado. And Fort Collins.
Breckenridge!
Wait, does it say where it's made? It's a Christmas ale.
Breckenridge,
I love
I guess
Christmas
is the name.
ales.
It has to do with
Littleton,
Breckenridge.
Colorado. Winter warmer. And Fort Collins.
Breckenridge.
A I'm at 19%
The
on my
Christmas Ale.
laptop.
I love Christmas. Pretty good.
Multiple body winter warm.
If you guys heard any stories from the episode, that was our daughter.
Christmas Ale.
I love Christmas.
Our girl Frank can also
Multiple body winter warm.
If you guys heard any stories from the episode, that was our daughter. You read the comics?
Yes, our girl Frank can also
Multiple body winter warm.
You guys heard, we'll start off with Eagle One. That was our daughter. You read the comics?
Yes, our girl Frank can also
Multiple body winter warm.
You guys heard, we'll start off with Eagle One. If you like to read the comics, I read the first one of Umbrella way. If you're like, the second part, which I read the first Cha-Cha, watched the TV show.
part of it.
And this is basically in Cha-Cha's same Christmas. Now, look at the front. This is a fun and based on the TV show and everything now, I was really cool. And after reading this book, I have to say this was a waste of $4.99. What this was sold to me for. This is the artwork. The artwork is okay. It's not $4.99.
Frank is very mad at your Not about you, Frank. It's the Frank show.
But what I'm going to say about some of the stuff in terms of art.
Not about you, Frank.
This was
Frank show.
book number 16 of the week that I read, so I was pretty tired by the end of that. And I read this was back to back to back. I wrote
Dave said something is messing up the audio.
so I was pretty tired by the end of that. And I read this
What do we do?
I can't hear.
Something angry audio-wise. My ears breaking my computer.
How about that? Is that better?
What did you do? Too much feedback. Tell us if it's fixed, guys.
Is that fixed?
That's better.
Sorry.
What happened?
That was my fault.
What did we do?
I turned on YouTube because yours is dying, so I can see chat. But my computer, this is connected to the big computer, which is then serving.
So then it's sending it back to them?
Yeah. Our fault. Noob live streamers here. But going into the Umbrella Academy, or Hazel and Cha Save Christmas, this was just a really poor written story. The character arc, the whole story was just really, really weak. And it didn't really go anywhere, and it was very confusing. And the book overall suffered from that. What do you think?
I'm going to agree. It was completely written extremely poorly. The whole time I had no idea what was going on. They introduced like a character that he understands what's happening, but like in the middle of the story, and then you're supposed to follow what he knows, and it just makes no sense. And then it just fucking ends, and you're like, what? Like, what? Like, is that... You're just left, like, kind of assuming a bunch of different storylines, and it's just terrible. So terrible.
Yeah,
it is up there with one of the worst comic books I've ever read, with that Youth Relics one, and then this. It's like top... This is, I think, might be the top.
Do not
top one
ever,
that's terrible.
Ever. This is a waste of money. This is, like, you'll see this in our dollar bin in the future. Still skip this book. This book was really freaking bad. What's up next, babe?
Everyone's happy, though? We're okay with our sound? That's the vibe I'm getting?
I think so.
Okay.
Frank says fixed.
Heartbeat?
Heartbeat. Let's talk about Heartbeat. So, Heartbeat is from Boom Studios. This is the main reason why I picked it up. Each week I go into the comic book store. I usually try to find a book or two for Stephanie. She's more into the indie book realm, so I always try to find like an indie book that might be interesting. And I picked up Heartbeat. Heartbeat is by Maria Lovett. It looks pretty cool. And I'm not one of those people who actually go into a comic book store and read a comic book and then buy it. I just like looked at the artwork, and the artwork is actually really cool. Maria Lovett did the writing in the artwork, and I will say the artwork was the best part of this book. It wasn't amazing, but very detailed artwork throughout the whole entire book, but what suffered was that the story itself was just not good. It was disjointed, it was confusing, it was hard to follow because like there's bubbles from the people actually talking, but then there was also thought bubbles of something else that was going on. I believe there's vampires in this world, but it's hard to tell. I don't know.
Another like really poorly written, all over the place. What are you talking about? When it's over, you're just like, what? What did I read? You kept trying to force yourself through it so you can be like, it's gotta make sense soon, and then it never makes sense, and it's terrible the whole time.
And also, Brian Azzarello, Stephanie doesn't know him, but he's a really big name in the comic book industry. He wrote some of my most favorite Batman books, and he is on the cover. It says Brian Azzarello, blah blah blah, and it's like him talking about how great this book is, and I don't see it. This book is pretty...
Let's get to the good book. It's all terrible. I was really upset with my first 2 reads, and I was like, ugh. And then I read part of The Question, which I know we don't have to show you here, and Bruce has not finished it, so we can't really talk about how he feels about it. But I only read half of it and put it down, and I was like, this is god-awful. How many terrible comic books am I expected to read this week?
That's a DC Black Label book. It's Question, the...
Vic something story.
The story of the...
Vic Cage, Vic something.
Vic something, I don't know.
Who cares? Terrible.
It's Black Label. It's the writer is Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire is one of the best comic writers out there. I want to finish it. I was just trying to read it on the train on the way home tonight. I had a beer. I was tired from the week, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to watch Titans. Titans is so much better.
It was terrible. I didn't even power through it. I was like, it's such a long book. It's like Carlene, where it's just like so long.
It's like 2 or 3 comic books in one book.
And I was like, this is terrible. I'm not finishing this.
But we're going to finish up tonight's show talking about Something is Killing the Children #3. This is written by James Tinian IV, art by Werther Dell'Edera. And this was not the best issue of... You can leave it out because we're going to show them the art. Not the best issue of the first 3 books. It was very information heavy. This was setting up, in my opinion, Stephanie, tell me if you agree, like putting characters in places where they needed to be for the next big moment in the series.
Shecky suggests that you read the comics to me while you act it out in costume. I like that idea, Shecky.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
We'll do that for Little Bird.
Little Bird. Oh, Little Bird's so good, though. Okay. Anyway, I disagree with Bruce. Here's some artwork while I tell you how Bruce is wrong. This was much better than the second book. They don't set up a bunch of stuff for like that you don't understand or setting up for the story. It wasn't a ton of information. It was just the next chapter of what's going on with the book, leading up to what's going to happen. I'm assuming the next book is going to be her figuring out what is killing the children. But I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a great issue. Better than the second one. I felt like the second one was more a bunch of information leading up to what is going to happen. This kind of gave you a little more action, a little more of the amazing artwork that they have with the killing person who I think looks like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. I think Josh had mentioned that once before, that if you like Stranger Things, you'll like Something is Killing the Children. Thank you, Josh. I agree with you. I like this book more than Bruce did.
Oh, Something is Killing the Children is one of my new favorite comic books out right now. Not a lot happened in the book for me.
See, Josh agrees. Good character growth in this one. I agree, Josh. It was better than the second one in my opinion.
I'm not saying there wasn't good character growth. There was no action. The main character was in prison. She got out of prison, or no, in jail. Sorry, not prison. Jail. She convinced the officer to let her go. Great. And then she met up with
a lot of spoilers. Less spoilers in this.
Sorry, spoiler-heavy review. I'm just saying, like, the only action was
the beginning.
The very beginning. And the rest was just kind of like story. It was like, all right, this is what happened, this is what's happening.
But it wasn't information, it was just story. It wasn't like they were giving you a bunch of stuff that you didn't know before, and it was a lot of information. It was just following the story.
At the very end, they were like, all right, we're going to go after this monster that is something I haven't fought in a very long time, and we're going to go do that.
Shecky doesn't want spoilers. Thank you, Shecky. That's what I'm saying. He wants to read it. He said he was going to buy it. It's such a good book, Shecky. Don't listen to Bruce.
I haven't told you too much. I promise.
Anyway, we should rate the beers because I am going to pee my pants if I don't go to the bathroom soon.
All right, we'll rate the beers.
Sorry, guys. We have to end this because I'm going to pee all over the place.
All right, so we have 6 beers to review because we actually drank all 6 tonight. We actually drank all 6 last week too. Last week was much better.
Last week wasn't much better. Last week was a lot lighter, so we could handle it a little better.
Yes.
This week was a little bit heavier. It was kind of reminiscent of our England beer week, where the
Checky.
beers from England were fucking hardcore.
They were hardcore.
They were not messing around. All right, so we have the Christmas ale, which was our last one.
All right.
We have the one we drank before that was the Saison Funkworks.
Funkworks.
We had Fat Tire.
Someone's drunk.
I have to pee. It's the pee that's blowing me off.
Do you want to go pee and I'll talk to them and then we'll do this later?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go pee, and you guys talk to Bruce about the beers, and then I'll be back. I'll be back.
So you'll be back, guys. Oh.
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, you step over that.
I can do it.
So now that I'm solo, let's talk about the real stuff, guys. No, but what do you guys think about the show so far? What do you guys think about our 7th episode? We are 7 episodes in. 3 episodes. We will be at episode 10. And that's going to be in December. It's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be right before Christmas. And we need to have Josh on. We need to have Frank on. Frank, you are going to come to Long Island and you will be on the show. Shecky, come to New York, man. Come join the show. Stay Puff. Are you local? Come by, man. We'll have you on the show. Such a good time every Friday night. You don't think hanging out with a bunch of people through the internet would be fun, but I enjoy this so much, guys. It's such a good time. I love talking about comic books so much. My girlfriend doesn't know very much about comic books. I love educating her about her comic books. Comic books are my thing, and I just love them so much. I'm not even that knowledgeable about them, but I love sharing the information that I have with everyone because I think more and more people need to be involved, excited about comic books.
All right, I'm back. It's so much better now. Now we can go for like another hour, guys. Now I'm cool.
Now she's cool. We'll need more beer if we're gonna do that.
All right, I have some of my Stella left.
Oh, I have to deal. All right, so we're gonna talk about the rest of the beers. So we have the X-Toll. We have the Session Swing, which was that unfiltered craziness at the very beginning.
Frank said, "Don't stop, can't stop." Spoiler villains. Shecky said, "I think when you have a group of people do a comic trivia game, I like that."
Ooh, that'd be
Bruce
good.
will win all the time. Bruce will win all the time because I know nothing about trivia about any comic books, and Bruce will know everything. And
Shecky, that's not true.
I'll be schooled so hardcore.
I have this problem, like when you put in the spot that you can't come with the information. I remember I was out with friends a while ago, and you know that heads-up game with the phone. Question: there's actually a superhero category.
They have heads up with a phone. The kids have a heads up game, but it's like cards.
Oh no, this is Ellen DeGeneres helped put it out. This game, it's like an app phone. So you put it in your head. And the superhero category. I did with some friends, and they're like super nerds, and they were so good at every single category. Like, Bruce, superheroes, you're gonna be so good at this. I'm like,
He made that exact face. That's how I first fell in love with him, with that face.
They were like, it's okay, Bruce. It's okay. I was like, it's not okay.
Aww. Bruce said you're choking.
And then we have...
Frank said you're choking.
Choking? I'm choking?
That's what
it's called choking, yes. And then we have Fat Tire. So, let's talk about our rating system real quick. We're going to go worst to best.
Okay. Bruce's worst is my best. I would think my worst is going to be this really dark one.
Okay.
I couldn't even finish. No. I take that back. The one that had that gross stuff in it. Which one was that?
This one.
That was the worst. This one was the worst. Would you agree? Worst one.
This isn't the worst.
We didn't even drink it. We dumped it. So it has to be the worst. Neither of us drank it.
Yeah, I could have muscled through it, but you shouldn't muscle through a beer. A beer should be something you enjoy the drink. So this is definitely the worst. Next up for me, I'm going to put this one.
That one, really?
Yeah.
That was very sweet. That was like
It was
tart. Like
it was very winey, and I'm not a huge wine fan, so that's going to be that for me. What's your next Number 2.
Number 2 would definitely be for me this dark one. I couldn't power through it. I'm sorry, guys. It was just too much. I felt like if I would have tried to power through it, I would have vomited. And you guys don't want to see that.
No.
It's not a pretty face.
So this is Stephanie number 2. My number 3...
Shecky said Choker is Joker's half-brother.
My number 3
That's really funny.
would be this one, the Funkworks. It was fine. Nothing great. It was just a beer. Kind of whiny. What's your number 3?
I would think my number 3 will be this. Bruce's number 2. It was very tart. A very tart flavor, like sucking on lemons. Like it made you make that face while you were drinking it.
My number 4 is going to be this guy. I don't think this was that bad. I couldn't drink more than probably like a half or a full of this. It's very chocolatey. It's very strong. It's
$16 for one of them.
It's 13.7% alcohol, so it's a lot. But it's not terrible. All right, what's your 4th?
My 4th would be probably this one. This
Funkworks. So we just flip-flopped on
3 and 4.
3 and 4. And then my next one is going to be the Christmas.
I agree. And then the Fat
The best one was the Fat Tire.
I agree. All those I agree with. These are very, what's the word I'm going to use? Maybe obscure Colorado breweries. They're not like, there was more that were more famous. Obviously,
Yeah.
Coors Light. Coors is a
Coors.
very famous Colorado brewery that we could have chosen, but it's stuff we've had before. These are all beers I've never had before. Fat Tire I've heard of before, but I've never had before.
Uh-huh.
So they were all beers we haven't had before, which I always try to do things we've never had. I don't want to review beers I've already tasted before.
There's also Dale Pale Ale is from Colorado. There's a bunch of other beers from Colorado that, were pretty famous that you would be like, oh, I know that. Why are you reviewing that?
Yeah.
So
I was happy overall. I think, for the most part, they were good. There was only one I couldn't power through. The rest I could make it through it. Feeling pretty happy right now.
Is Stay Puft?
All in total.
Stay Puft, are you still on? If you're still on, let us know what you think we should do next week.
Next week we gotta do Josh's idea. Because Josh did give us a suggestion
West Coast.
of West Coast breweries.
So next week, we're going to, or actually, maybe not next week, the week after that. Because next week my sister's going to be in town, so we probably will do something different.
We'll see. Either next week or the week after, we're going to do West Coast breweries.
And we're going to probably dress up as West Coast rappers.
Yeah, that was our idea. We were going to dress up like
That's
rappers.
Stephanie's idea, not me.
My idea. We're going to dress up like West Coast rappers. I just so happen to have a bunch of gangster wear.
I thought it was pretty funny. So you'll probably see some gang chains and maybe some what are those called? The
Why can't I
Blood
think
and
of it?
Crips.
Every time we're on this channel.
Handkerchiefs when you put them around your head.
Yes, but they're called something with a B.
Bandanas.
No, something else. Were you thinking about the ones that just tie with the string and they have the long things on the side? No.
Do-rags?
Do-rags, that's what the word I'm looking for.
No, I'm talking about bandanas.
Yes, bandanas. We'll do something. Tupac is gonna come. He's gonna flow through me. I'm gonna call upon the spirit of Tupac.
So that'll be fun. But we'll do probably California versus Colorado versus Utah. Well, whatever beers are popular out there. We'll do something fun.
Yeah. Either Thursday or Friday.
Yeah,
it would be really funny to have your sister and Dave dress up like gangsters, though.
We have to get more costumes, though.
We could come up with it. We got a week, guys. We'll come up with it.
Yeah, but stay up. Where are you from? What are the kind of beers that you would be into? Let us know because we need more ideas. Yeah.
There was a whole section dedicated to Kansas in the
Stay up. You're from Kansas by chance?
I was like, what are the chances that there's so many breweries that they would have a whole section dedicated to Kansas in the beer distributor?
Shaggy, funny thing, my head is so big, a normal bandana cannot fit around my head.
We have to tie two together.
Yes, I'm serious. You do.
I believe you. You've got a large head. He's a genius.
It gets to here, and then it just doesn't tie anymore.
We put two. We get an extender, a bandana extender, like a rubber band. You don't have any hair for us to clip it into. So
I did have hair the last time I tried to put it on. But all my hair is here now. What do you guys think of the beard?
I like it. I like the beard. I'm a fan of the beard.
It's growing bigger and bigger every week.
You need a grandana.
Well,
I've never had a Kansas beer. Me neither, Josh.
Well, Stay Puft, what do you drink? Are you a drinker
Stay
at all?
Puft said he's not a beer drinker.
If you people are not drinkers, totally understand. Maybe we'll try a bunch of coconut water or something.
No, Stay Puft says in Orlando, Florida, but originally from New York. We're part of New York, Stay Puft. We're on Long Island right now.
Yep. Big up Long Island. I work in the city though.
I've always lived on Long Island. I did live in Fort Lauderdale for a while though, so I was also in Florida. I lived in Fort Lauderdale for 5 years. So, but Orlando's not very far. But Orlando's like Disney, and Fort Lauderdale's like a 4-hour drive.
Oof.
Yeah, but I used to go to Disney. We'd make a day of it. Like we go up to Disney, spend the day, and come back. We drive that far
That's
in one
crazy.
day.
Your battery is low.
My battery is low. Brooklyn.
That's awesome, Stay Puft. So, I think that's going to be it for tonight. What do you think?
I agree. Guys, I think we've ranted long enough. We've been on for 114 minutes. It's a long one tonight. Thank you guys for sticking with us, though.
Yes, thank you so much for sticking with us. Frank, Stay Puft, Josh, Shecky, all you guys. Amazing. Jessica, if you're still on,
Frank.
go enjoy
Henderson? Harrison? What is her boyfriend's name?
Harrison.
I'm sorry.
If you guys are on, still watching us, go enjoy your party. What are you doing? That's so flattering that you are still watching us. But
We've been ranting for a while.
But please go enjoy your party. I hope you enjoyed our Colorado beer night. That was actually a big, awesome night of news. We had so much stuff to talk about. What was your most exciting article that we talked about tonight?
Probably the Jessica Drew one.
Right?
I am so excited for the new Spider-Woman to come out.
I
hope they do a good job. I love the last Spider-Woman run.
Oh,
and
it's so
I
good.
hope they do something good with it because I'm really excited about it.
I just hope that they continue what Dennis Hopeless set up. He did such a good job of setting up her universe with Porcupine and her son. And
Well, that's why I hope they continue the Porcupine story. He's still in there. The son's still in there. Not that like it's backtracking and it's before that.
It can be before that. I just hope they don't retcon it and like she all of a sudden doesn't have a son and doesn't.
Never mind. Baby never existed.
Yeah, I mean, they've done that before. Just hopefully they don't do that. Josh, we love your face, man. Thank you so much for supporting me every single week. It means more than you know, my friend.
And we have so much fun. I love our Friday nights doing this.
Yeah, no, it's always a lot of fun. Stay Puft, Shecky, Josh, Frank, Jessica, every single week you guys are here. Thank you guys so much. Please follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. We post we post 5 days a week now. Maybe even on the weekend if we have time. Most likely not.
We don't have time.
Weekends are fucked. But stay tuned. I will be posting news articles every single week. We'll talk about them every single Friday. Next week coming up, we are going to either be doing it Thursday night or Friday. Hopefully Thursday, so that way I can force my sister to be on. You guys can meet her.
Oh, we have to do it Thursday night. Even if we do it both nights, I'm cool with that. But we have to get your sister on here.
It'll be so much fun. We'll have a big Avengers Endgame argument. It's what it's going to be because they will.
I have so many insults prepared.
We will somehow fit 4 chairs in here.
We'll figure it out. We've gotten Josh and
Heather in here.
So
Yeah.
we can do it.
If you guys are available next Thursday, Shecky, I know you guys are not celebrating Thanksgiving at that point.
Celebrate the freedom that we've killed so many Native Americans for.
Or just eating turkey. But if you want to see a fight between my sister and I about Endgame and
Oh my god, and if she's drinking, how
drinking,
fucking pumped she'll get, and we'll have like an all-out
it'll be
brawl.
fire. It'll be pure fire. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys have any friends you can tell us about, please let them know about us. We'll be here every Friday as long as we can do this, which will be a very long time.
Until my liver gives out.
Oh.
Which might be sooner rather than later.
She gets hardcore soon. Alright, love you guys so much. We will see you guys next Friday. And yeah, have a great night. I'm going to turn it on and turn the stream off. But thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening.
Wonderful weekend.
Wonderful weekend, yeah. 'Cause it's Friday
Happy Thanksgiving. We don't see you, and you celebrate Thanksgiving.
Where's the thing? There it is.
I don't know. Good night, guys. I love you.